Welcome back, viewers. We're here with another episode, S7 Podcast, brought to you by S7 Studio. You got your boy, Audric, other boy, Christian, back at it. I hope y'all enjoy the topic. Christian, let them know what we're getting into today.
This week, we're going to be doing top 5 most anticipated games coming up. Could be the end of this year and beginning of next year, whatever. Just 5 most anticipated games for you yourself personally. Starting off strong with number 5. Really hyped for Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Release date October 2nd, 2020. Developed by Activision. I'm a big fan of Crash Bandicoot from back in the day. It's just one of those platformers that I grew up with, with Mario. I was really impressed with what they did with the remaster. It had the same feel of old Crash Bandicoot, and I was worried that they were going to get away from that, but I feel like they did a really good job of just porting it over with just improved graphics. I saw the trailer for the new game, and the environments look crazy. And honestly, that's what got me most hyped, because they kind of reminded me of Astrobot and all its crazy environments and all the crazy things you can do in that game. And I feel like it's just going to push the limit of what a platformer can be. So for me, number 5 is going to be Crash Bandicoot 4. I'm going to slide it on over to Audric. What you got with number 5?
So real quick, I think didn't even know another Crash Bandicoot, a next gen, is gonna come out. So I'm super hyped, especially when you showed me Astrobot. I was just digging the environment, the experience, immersed in the world, and being able to look around. And it was just, that's a pretty hot pick. For me, I went ahead and I'm going with Fable IV by Playground Games. Fable is old Xbox series RPG, open world, run around, kind of like an Oblivion or Skyrim type of game. It is third person. Everything you do in the game sort of influences your moral scale, so you're like evil and then like really good. But it how do I say it? The complexity of the conversation and that each decision had such an influence or a potential influence on how you were going to be perceived in the game. And mind you, being more evil or being more good have their benefits, like their perks. Also their cons, but perks too. So you kind of had to judge that as you're just like experiencing the story and going forward. So it was really awesome. I fell in love with the game. That was one of the first games I played on the Xbox. So it was... and the the graphics were ahead of its time, I would say, at that moment, especially coming from the Xbox. That really kind of set the standard, like, damn, okay, PlayStation 2 needs to get to this, it needs to go there. So just, it left an impression on me ever since I played it, and I've always kind of wanted to see a good adaptation, especially as these consoles are progressing. So it's good to see that we're going to have something like that for the next gen consoles. And man, the graphics are gonna be insane.
This is gonna be the 4th Fable?
Yes, the 4th Fable.
Dang, okay, I know. I played the hell out of Fable 3 and I loved it. It was like really like the first, not the first game, but like the first action RPG to really implement like everything you do is gonna either benefit or hurt you.
And see, Fable 3, they added guns. That wasn't a thing in Fable 2. So I think you only had an arrow, but you could get guns in this one. I was like, what, dude? Like, this is wild, man. I can't even imagine what they're gonna do on the next
with the new shit. Yeah,
it's gonna be
gonna be crazy.
Look real good.
That's crazy. I didn't even put that game on my list, and now I'm thinking like, damn, I should have. It's all good though. With my number 4, a game I'm super hyped for. I actually already pre-ordered so I can get the beta, the early access. Is going to be Marvel's Avengers. Release date September 4th, 2020 of this year, by Square Enix. I just love me some Marvel. I just love me some superhero shit, boy. I just love me some Iron Man, some Hulk, some Thor, some Captain America. That's my jam right there. Honestly, from the gameplay that I have seen, I'm hyped, but I'm not sold, if that makes sense. And I need to get my hands on and play a little bit before I make a final judgment. But that's why it's kind of lower on my list. It's only number 4. Um, I'm excited to squad up with the boys and go beat up some robots or some terrorists or what have you. You know, they're always beating somebody's ass for some reason that deserves it. But I've seen all the customization and I'm pretty impressed. There's lots of cosmetics, but there's also lots of different combos that are different for each and every character that I'm really hyped to get into. It seems like it's the kind of game that rewards the grind. And I'm excited they went that way instead of kind of like a Lego Marvel game. It's kind of something for us, you know, not the little kids who are into Marvel as well. So yeah, Marvel's Avengers. Are you going to be picking it up?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up that pre-order, man. I mean, the streaming for that's gonna be huge, so I really want to jump on that. And I'm like you, I want to get my hands on it, see if it's good, because I don't mind just a PVE situation game. You know what I mean? Like that there's no PvP, although that would be awesome. But I know there's not, so that doesn't really turn me off. But I'd like to see how it plays and everything, and if it impresses me there, man, I'm probably good to pick it up. I mean, I bought Anthem, so I can't really, that's the lowest you can go at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna make that comparison that it's kind of like Anthem, where it's like 4 players, you squad up with your boys. But in this case, well, in Anthem's case, you just have different javelins who are each different, but they're all still javelins. In this game, from the gameplay I've seen, I don't know if you've seen like the newer gameplay, but like each character plays way different. I mean, obviously Hulk's gonna be your tank. Iron Man's more of like a distance kind of. You want to stay in the air, you want to fly around. I'm assuming they're gonna make him a little squishy to compensate for him being so agile.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I'm just kind of guessing at this point. I can't wait to get my hands on. So keep y'all's ears and eyes out for the stream coming here pretty soon. We're gonna be streaming that early access. You already know. So what's your number 4? What you got?
So I mean, I'm probably reaching for this one, but I'm gonna make my case. Final Fantasy XI remake for the mobile phone. Now,
oh snap!
When it does release, there will be new generation of phones. So I mean, it is next gen because it's not has a release date yet. But basically, a remake of the classic Final Fantasy XI MMO online game. I believe it's going to be free to play, but there is a subscription you can purchase to play it. So that's pretty crucial because all the other Final Fantasy online games have been subscription only, so you can't really play for free unless you do a trial. And the nostalgia of that game is just so heavy on me. I do play Final Fantasy XIV online, but it's I would like to dip back into the 11 world because on the mobile, it's gonna look even better than it did when it was released. So I'm really hyped for that. I'm really hyped to see how it works, how it functions. I just want those nostalgia feels again. The grind was real in that MMO, so I guarantee that. So if you're not looking for a grind, I would not even bother. But if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you like MMOs, you gotta put this on your radar because when it comes out, it's free to play. So you have no reason not to download it.
You know you're gonna be stuck inside anyway. What else are you gonna be doing?
Quarantine, boy. This is the hottest game right now. But I digress. Number 3, what's goody?
Number three, I'm super hyped for, just as a Star Wars nerd in general. It's gonna be Star Wars Squadrons, October 2nd, 2020 by EA. Now, it is an EA game, so I am a little tepid to jump in here. But from what I've seen, it's just a really solid flight simulator, Star Wars flight simulator, and we haven't had a really good one of those in a long time. Now you could argue Battlefront 2 has Starfighter Assault. It's kind of the same deal. But from what I've seen of this new game coming out, Squadrons, it is going to be way different than Battlefront 2's game modes. It's gonna be so much more customization from the inside cockpit to your own character themselves, and for it being only a $40 game as opposed to $60 or more, which is kind of the norm now. $40 is definitely a nicer price point for this kind of game where you're going to be doing one thing the whole time. Now, for me particularly, why it's so high on my list is because it's full PlayStation VR compatible, and that is where the money is right there. I cannot wait to be in my cockpit and turn my head and be like, "Hey, I got somebody on my 6. Come help your boy out." Or whatever, what have you, and I can actually like watch my flanks like while keeping my StarCraft going straight. You know what I mean? It's just gonna feel so much more real. I honestly can't wait just for the PlayStation VR compatibility alone. Are you gonna be picking this one up? I know I don't think you have a VR.
No, I don't have a VR, so I'll probably wait on picking it up, but I'm definitely down to tune into your stream when you're playing it, because I just would like to experience that just if I'm watching it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I did see some gameplay trailers, so I know like how good the graphics are going to be. Even for the VR side, I feel like it's going to be pretty top tier, so that'll be like really cool to just like watch, to be honest with you. So but I am just as hyped for you to start playing it and see. I just want to see gameplay. I want to see what people can do. I cannot wait to see the type of barrel rolls these people will be like. Yo, this is my montage. 1v5s all day. Enjoy. Like that type of shit. Sure. Like yo, the hardcore like sweaty players come out.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I might be pretty sweaty in that game. We'll see.
Okay.
So number 3, what you got for us?
So I haven't had a PC for a long time. It's been maybe about a year for as long as I had one. So I'm really excited for this game. I actually played it on my Xbox One because they released a console version, but it's going to be Diablo IV. Date is to be determined, but it's by your reputable Blizzard Entertainment, so you know it's going to be good. And if you've played Diablo, you know it's a dungeon crawler. You go in, you play different classes, you level it up, and then from there you just grind dungeons to get better gear. It's very dark, it's quote unquote gory. Maybe early 2000s, late 90s, there's a huge thing about trying to ban the game because it was like devil worship or whatever, but no, it's not that at all. You're trying to save the planet from demons and stuff. But it's real fun. The mechanics, simple but kind of concrete. I don't know, that's the best way to describe it. Like technically the game is just very solid. They did a really good job at developing it. It's top down too, so it's kind of got that classic style. The next gen version, however, looks incredibly progressed graphically, even down to the audio and stuff. They got way better voice actors, so your NPC interaction isn't going to suck ass. It actually looks like it's worth delving into the lore a little bit more than just defeating the bosses. The loot looks crazy. They got new classes coming. I mean, it's a banger. It's a must. It's got to be on your top. It's Blizzard, it's Diablo. Not much more to say about it. So yeah. let's get into our top 2s. We're done.
That's crazy. Like so far, your list, like none of those games have been on my radar. So I'm learning a lot myself right now. Okay, where are we? We're at number 2. Number 2. Oh, coming in hot, super hot. Number 2 is gonna be PS5 exclusive. I'm pretty sure. It's got to be SpiderMan Miles Morales 2020. No exact release date yet. We just know holiday season, end of Q4 2020. Developed by Insomniac. I was a huge fan of the game on the PS4, the Spider-Man game. I think I binged it all in like 2 or 3 days, like all the side missions and everything. It was just one of those games that I was so hyped for, and it reached that level of hype, and it exceeded it to me. I'm just all about that Marvel stuff. Like I said before, about Spider-Man especially has always been my favorite, and I feel like we hadn't had a good Spider-Man game in a long, long time. And when that Spider-Man PS4 dropped, I was loving it. And when I saw the reveal for Spider-Man Miles Morales, I was even more hyped because now we're getting more of what we want with a new character with even more abilities than Peter Parker and on a new generation of consoles. So my expectations have just risen even higher, and it's going to be so interesting to see if they can meet those expectations or if they mess this up. I really hope they don't mess it up because I love Spider-Man.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a little bit of exposure to the newest Spider-Man for PlayStation 4, and it looked wild, man. Just
Did you ever get hands-on gameplay?
Nah, I was like watching a couple streamers just kind of have it on, and I was like, oh damn, this game looks clean as hell.
It's
like,
crazy
good. So next gen,
I definitely recommend. Yeah,
that's gonna be hype.
Next gen, baby.
Hype. All these choices are good, man. There's nothing that has been said that I'm not like, oh no, I won't check it out. Like everything, I'm just like, yep.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Dancing over here. Dancing. The hype is real, y'all.
Hype is real. What you got for deuces?
Okay, number 2, and I think we've all been waiting to hear this on anybody's list, right? But hopefully it gets. I don't know if it's gonna get a port to next gen, if they're gonna release it on next gen and current consoles right now. But Cyberpunk 2077, you know what's good. Motherfucking what's his name? Keanu Reeves up in this bitch at E3 talking about y'all are gonna love this open world RPG game. It's dope, and he ain't wrong. So my little exposure to this game comes from the tabletop from which the game originates from, Cyberpunk. Tabletop game, for those of you who don't know, it's like a D&D style game. You create a character, but my exposure to that, even it being a tabletop game, it was so crazy. The world is so huge, you can do anything, man. Anything goes. And the game is designed to kill your character. So it kind of staves off people from being the people who are like, I love this character and I won't let it die. There's no way I'm gonna let it die, because that'll happen in like D&D. But in this game, it's like, nah, bro, you're gonna die at some point. Shit just gets real. Like it's like, it's crazy. So it's future, set in the future, way future, like a Neo Earth situation, hovering cars and stuff like that. So technology is crazy. You get like computer chips that can give you like HUD readouts, all this, communication and technology totally integrated at that point. You got robots, you got different alien species. So the depth of the game and the content is there. So I'm really excited to see what they pulled to create an actual game for us to play, an RPG open world. Like I want to see how far they took it. So I'm really hyped about it. It's fun. Obviously, everything I've picked up to this point has been an RPG, so why not keep it going? I'm excited. Cyberpunk, give me what you got, dude. Let's do this.
That was your number 2?
That was my number 2. So
dang. Okay, it's crazy you say that, because my number 1 was also Cyberpunk 2077. Release date November 19th of this year. CG Project Red. Let's go. Never letting me down. At least I hope not. Especially not this time, because I don't think I've ever been more hyped for a game. And I really can't even pinpoint like the reason I'm so hyped for this game. But I had a little bit of time to think about it, and the closest comparison I can make is like it's kind of the new GTA, because we're not getting a new GTA. It's almost like a futuristic GTA skin or something. That's kind of what it feels like, but with more of an RPG element. It's gonna be crazy, dog, and I'm gonna be so interested not just to play it, but to see like the fallout that comes after, good or bad. Because you're gonna have people like, if it's good, if it lives up to expectations, you're gonna have people saying this is the greatest game of all time. And then if it doesn't live up to expectations for whatever reason, it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Like Last of Us 2 did. You know what I mean? So just as like a pop culture reference, like it's gonna be interesting to keep track of Cyberpunk 2077 and everything it has to offer.
I would even say like, because I feel like movies, at least here recently, giving that more cyberpunk feel to it, like Alita Battle Angel, Ready Player One, game like movies like that have come out have like they did really good on those movies. Like, wow, this
Mhm.
shit is pretty crazy. It's really cool, entertaining. So, you know, when I see a video game getting developed, I'm just like, man, they're gonna do so much. They're gonna have so much more time to just like go further into that. So I'm really excited to see where they take it, and I'm excited to see Keanu Reeves, honestly. So
Mhm.
hopefully there's a photo mode, because boy, I'm taking shots.
You know, I'm so impressed they were able to keep that under wraps and a secret for so long. Like that didn't get out until they wanted it to. You know what I mean? And in this day and age where information moves so fast, like I can't believe no one leaked that. That's
Yeah,
so crazy.
that was a real surprise, man. On it, yeah, I was like, wait, what? They got Keanu Reeves to do this? All right, I'm in. I was already in when you said it was Cyberpunk, but now I'm extra in. So yeah,
All right, well, I'm excited to hear your most hyped game if it's not Cyberpunk. Like, I
if
have no
it's not
idea what it could
Cyberpunk.
be. What do we
Honestly,
got?
it was pretty close, given my experience with the Cyberpunk tabletop. But I'm still a fan of something that not only if the genre fits, but artistically, like what's the cinematography or videography look like? What does the animation look like? You know, if that just really catches my eye instantly, kind of like a love at first sight situation, then it's really hard to beat that. And this is what my number one pick did for me. It's called Elden Ring by From Software. Release date to be dated, however, next gen console ready. A little bit about the game. It's basically like a Dark Souls action RPG third person, right? Published by Bando Namkai, so you know the quality is going to be at least better than decent, not average, but a little bit better than that. But the more interesting part is it is a collaborative effort between game director Hidetaka Miyazaki, who did Sekiro, Dark Souls, and the Armored Core series. So that fool, in conjunction with George R.R. Martin, gonna be that medieval style, the art. I'm excited to see it. It's like a Japanese twist on some fucking Lord of the Rings bullshit. Hopefully no hobbits, but we'll see what's goody with it. It is a Dark Souls style game, so I'm really excited to see how far they take the difficulty with that. I want to see how punishing it's going to be. Visually, the game looks stunning. I mean, they haven't even released gameplay, and it already hooked me off the cutscene shit. So I was like, yeah, no, it looks like a Skyrim, fucking Lord of the Rings, next gen, everything I like about an open world action game from all different, like it's got influences from all the titles. Like it just looks like this is the next step. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you get any better than Skyrim? How can you get any better than fucking whatever Fallout? I mean, how can you best that? And this, to me, at least from even what little I've seen, it's gonna be up there. This one is definitely gonna be like what you mentioned, a cult classic, man. Pop culture, they're just gonna know. Video game pop culture is gonna be like, yeah, Elden Ring, of course, we know.
So I while you were talking about it, I kind of just looked it up on my computer screen here, and yeah, you're right. I don't see any actual gameplay, but there is some kind of like just still pictures,
Yeah.
just images of kind of like the environments and stuff that they're going for. And you're right, like the environments look so detailed that you can tell this is going to be next generation for sure. Not just that, but the character design, like the world definitely looks very Dark Soulsy, but the character designs almost look like Final Fantasy inspired.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of like the character designs are real out there. They're not like Dark Souls where you're kind of like a knight or a mage or whatever.
Yeah.
These character designs look crazy. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking some of this stuff out. If you, it's crazy. Your top 5 list was crazy, dude. Because honestly, all those I hadn't even really thought about.
Damn, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm trying to get it out there, man.
Elden Ring.
Elden
Hell
Ring,
yeah.
yeah.
Go check it out. Go check out some info on Elden Ring if you haven't already.
All right, that's it. That's all we got. We gave y'all our top 5. If you like this content, you know what to do. You subscribe. Definitely shout outs in the comments below. We'd love to hear the feedback, y'all. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. S7 Podcast brought to you by S7 Productions. We out, boys.
S7.
Deuces.